Mark Solomon's also with us. He's the Chief Executive of Wesizwe Platinum. Interesting that the way that Brian's teed up the western limb of the platinum complex, which is where you are.
Yes.
You've taken a different approach. You've got very conservative now with Wesizwe, not following the process that you have done in the past couple of years. But is this because you're waiting for the consolidation and to be part of the whole consolidation story?
Not at all. In fact, Brian's approach is not too different from my own. I just don't want to get into a situation like many of our peers that we have a back against the wall. We have our results came out today, as you saw, and we've got an extremely good project in terms of project fundamentals. The underlying value is there. We've got of the higher grades in the industry. You've got relatively shallow in terms of underground mining, and the underlying value is not going to go away. And what we are saying is that, having seen a lot of the smaller companies get into trouble with cash flow, particularly in taking on debt and then not being able to meet their obligations or to actually commence with their capital projects. As Brian said, is if you look at the share prices of these companies right now, bear no relation to the underlying value of the projects. And experience tells us, if one looks historically at the platinum counters, the producers, who historically for the last 10 years have been trading at a multiple of 1.2 to 1.4 of underlying value when they're in production, we're sitting at an 80-90% discount to underlying value in terms of market cap. All I've said in my annual report is that we, number one, like everybody else, have to conserve cash. We're in this very fortunate position of having money in the bank. We've got 244 million in the bank. We've got a facility that we're negotiating for 550 million rand. And what that means is that we're not going to be pushed into making any decisions on either taking on project finance at exorbitant rates or having to dilute our existing shareholders down at these very low share prices. And so either we find investors in the project that are going to pay fair value based on the underlying value, or we sit on the asset in what is effectively a 3-year project, a 3-year distortion in a 35-year life of mine.
Is that view shared by Anglo Platinum, who are now your biggest shareholder?
Well, and Anglo Platinum is a different situation. They've got existing mines.
No, but when they sit on your board, when they listen to your project, do they agree with your strategy forward?
Brian, Alec, we're not there yet. We've got conditions precedent outstanding, very few. We've got to get through our Section 11s and then a shareholder meeting, and then we'll proceed. If one looks at where Anglo Platinum are right now, they're making decisions in terms of their own retrenchments and their own capital projects.
So they're happy just to ride with you.
They wouldn't have gone through. They wouldn't. They would not have gone for this deal if they didn't recognise the value in Wesizwe. So we're very happy to be there. But that said, that we have our own strategy. We're being as aggressive and innovative as we have from the outset. And if that doesn't suit Anglo Platinum, we will need to actually find some arrangement to go forward. But we're very happy to have them on board, and I think it does well for the company.
Mark Solomon, Chief Executive of Wesizwe, and they really have, Dave. Mark's done a fabulous job. When you start looking at the numbers, he's managed this company very cautiously in the last little while and very sensibly. So, and at these kind of share prices,
well, I agree with you.
If you believe in platinum...
Sure. You've heard from 2 miners today exactly what it costs to produce the stuff and, what their valuations are. So, I mean, if you look throughout the mine, if you look throughout the resource market, whether it started at oil or whatever it is, I think wonderful opportunities.